Most people fall in love with the idea of themselves before becoming anyone at all. The future novelist buys beautiful notebooks but never writes. The deep thinker spends hours reposting philosophy quotes online. The guy who says he wants freedom still wakes up every morning to a life he secretly hates, but does nothing to change it. We live surrounded by imagined versions of ourselves, almost like ghosts haunting the people we actually are. Jean-Paul Sartre would probably look at this and shrug. To him, dreams are cheap. Action is the only thing that counts. He once wrote, "Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. Not what he plans, not what he tweets, not what he could have been, what he does." That idea feels almost offensive today because modern culture is obsessed with potential. We praise people for ambition before they have done anything. Someone says they're writing a novel, and immediately they become a writer in everyone's mind. But Sartre would interrupt the conversation with a brutal question. Okay, what did you write today? Because in his philosophy, identity is not hidden somewhere inside you waiting to be discovered. There is no real you buried under fear or laziness. You build yourself the way a sculptor shapes stone, choice by choice, habit by habit, day after day. Imagine two people. The first dreams constantly about becoming courageous. He watches videos about bravery, reads Stoic philosophy, tells people he wants to grow, but whenever conflict appears, he stays silent. The second person is terrified all the time, but still speaks up when it matters. Sartre would say the second person is the brave one. Fear doesn't matter nearly as much as action does. That's the twist in existentialism. You are not your feelings, you are your decisions. And honestly, that's terrifying. It means there's nowhere to hide. You cannot say, deep down, I'm a good person, while consistently hurting people. You cannot call yourself ambitious while spending years waiting for motivation to magically arrive. The life you live is the argument for who you are. Sartre called our tendency to hide behind excuses bad faith. It's what happens when people pretend they are trapped by personality, destiny, or circumstance because freedom scares them. The student says, "I'm just lazy." The unhappy employee says, "This is just how life is." The dreamer says, "One day." But one day is dangerous. It slowly becomes never, while the imagined self stays perfect forever, precisely because it never has to exist in reality. Maybe that is why action matters so much. Reality ruins fantasy. The person who finally writes discovers writing is painful. The person who finally falls in love discovers love is messy. The person who finally starts living discovers that becoming someone is far less romantic than dreaming about it. But it is also real, and Sartre believed reality, even imperfect, uncomfortable reality, is worth more than beautiful illusions. In the end, you do not become the person you fantasize about at 2 a.m. You become the person you repeatedly choose to be on ordinary Tuesday afternoons.